live. What is going on? I hope this isn't being blown out. I'm actually trying a new setup. So what's really cool is actually recently I got this standing desk. I'm going to review it very soon. I've been doing a lot more product reviews, by the way, more recently, just because, wow, it's kind of shaky. But if you want to move it down or move it up, really cool. I was actually initially going to get a standing, like full-blown standing desk, but I decided not to, by the way, just because, well, I have a perfectly good desk right now. Brad Smith says, what up, boy? Doing pretty well. Got a lot of opportunities today. Actually spent a lot of time just planning my week. So some of the things I've been up to recently, I started yoga again this week. It's been fire. And one of the major, let me go a little like CoffeeZilla with his handheld mic. But one of the cool things I've been doing recently is I've been doing yoga. So yoga has been really important in my life just because I've been getting fucked up. No lie, I've been getting messed up in jiu-jitsu all the time. 2 weeks ago, I injured my, or like a week ago, I injured my thumb. Just having a lot of problems, man, getting up in the morning with the energy and stuff. So yoga has been really great to me just because, one, it's mobility. I know that I'm not disciplined enough to do something like yoga or to do mobility by myself or do a yoga flow by myself. So that's why I have that. Second thing, I also really enjoy the meditative like aspect of the whole yoga thing as well. So there's that. That's the more important. Actually, the more important thing is like it allows me to meditate. And I found a place really close by my place. So it's not as close as my other yoga studio where it was like literally next door. But really great stuff, man. So been doing that. Who won, John Jones or Dominic? And no, it was so close, so hard to. What the hell? Come on, show this comment. Yeah, no idea. I actually did not watch that fight. I've heard Reyes or whatever. I think that's his last name. I haven't been following UFC, if you can't tell. But I heard that he was basically robbed of the fight and whatnot. I heard Joe Rogan talk about, round 3. It's kind of, that's where the throw up was really at the end of the day. So, interesting stuff, but no, I have not followed UFC at all, unfortunately. Right. So just something that I haven't been up to. In terms of other things, I'm actually going to the Asian Hustle Network dim sum event next week, so pretty excited for that, man. I don't know. I've just been trying to get more involved in all these events and stuff like that. One, because I've been like a hermit recently. Like, I've been just doing my normal thing. So if I walk you through my day, for example, let me paint out tomorrow for you. Like my typical schedule, guys. This is I don't know if I can show you, actually. I might have some sensitive client information. Yeah, I have sensitive client information. I can't show you my real schedule. But if I go my Gmail really quick or calendar, this is how I usually paint out my days from a day-to-day basis, by the way. So let's see. And I'm focusing on being a lot more disciplined these days as well, right? Just because I've been kind of falling off the horse, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been really not feeling things, and that's not the way to show up, right? It's like when it comes to work, I always show up no matter what, but when it comes to my own stuff, I don't. And it's just like, I only go when I feel like it, which is horrible. So, for example, tomorrow, I'm going to be waking up at around 5 a.m. My time. I'm going to be reading a book. I actually got a treadmill for my apartment, too. Like, it's portable and whatnot, so I can read a book really quick, do some morning pages type of stuff in the morning. So, there's that. So then I go to jiu-jitsu I'm going to aim to go from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. I have a client meeting in the morning. Then I go to yoga in this place in Alhambra. Then I'm working on kick-ass investing yoga lasts from 9 to 10:30 a.m. Then I go back home, shower and all that, working on kick-ass investing from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. I take maybe an hour break. And then I have my client that I'm fulfilling from like 3:30 to 7, going to Toastmasters at 7:30, then going straight to sleep, right? So that's like my day, dude. That's freaking crazy. So that's one day. Usually the mornings I like to save for creative work, but usually mornings are always jujitsu. Thank you for the likes, by the way. Really appreciate it. What are some of the things that you're most excited for the next year? Some of the things I'm really excited for the next year is, I don't know. I really like this apartment a lot. It's kind of grown on me. Yes, it's hella small. But if you can't tell, I really love my office space, and I gotta be careful not to lean on this too much. But I really love my new office space a lot. That's something I'm looking forward to doing. I'm also looking forward to really taking this year, because it's my first real year in sales. Like, it's probably gonna be year 2. I can't wait to be making a crap ton of money too. So there's that, and just reinvesting it into Refugee Hustle and my businesses at the moment. Maybe in the future I'll buy a business too, not quite sure. But I'm just really excited because I feel like this year, so I had my fortune told maybe back in 2017, 18, and I don't really typically believe that stuff, to be honest with you, but the fortune teller did say that I would be a baller by 34. So I'm turning 32 this year, 2 more years of suffering, then I'm going to be balling so much money that I can't even count, right? But I'm really excited because I think over the last year or two, I've really developed this high ticket skill of sales, of marketing, of affiliates, and learning how to generate money on my own. Like, it's so crazy. It never once crosses my mind anymore whether I should go back to pharmacy ever. Like, it never pops up. And it's because I've been able to make it every single month, man, and figure out ways to come up with income and all that. It's really amazing, like, what I've been able to do, man. So that's kind of like what I've been up to recently. That's what I'm excited about. And just really racking up some money and making more than I did with pharmacy, than I ever did with pharmacy as well. Taking advantage of all the write-offs I can get as well. So those are some of the things I'm excited for. You can only do so much on your own, bro. Get a cool roommate or two. Actually, you know what? I've always had roommates and stuff. But you know what? I think I like being alone again, just because it allows me to have my own solid place by myself. I don't have to worry about anyone else. I don't have to worry about anyone else moving. And plus, really close to Joe and all that as well. So a lot of my close friends, they're around this area. So we just like grab dinner. And it's we don't got those crazy lines like we do in K-Town. Like, I'm telling you this, man. In K-Town, like, if you want to go out to dinner, you can wait up to 2 to 3 hours sometimes. Out in this area, it's still a lot of Asian people. There's a lot of Chinese people in this area. And, like, for example, we only waited maybe like 10 minutes max, right? And everywhere has Yelp check-in and whatnot. So, and there's parking too. So that's like the best part. It's convenient. And I still go to K-Town if I need to, right? Like, I go to K-Town like for my acupuncturist, if I want to go out. Actually haven't gone out in quite a while. I'm not sure if I'm like falling out of that phase or if I just got better shit to do at the end of the day. So that's kind of like my situation at the moment. Bro, you have to schedule more free time for relaxation or not. I go back and forth between just working all the time and having balance. It's like phases. Yeah, I've actually scheduled about 2 hours of free time, and tomorrow after 8:30, I'm pretty much free. That's my free time essentially, but I try my best to, and I'm looking for more like work-life balance and stuff like that. Tom says, or Lessons Unlocked says, nice whiteboard. You know what's really funny about this whiteboard? It's actually a picture frame. It's a glass picture frame where I can like draw stuff. And actually, I have a scoreboard that fell down. I have a sales scoreboard just in case, like, I put all my numbers on there and whatnot of the deals I closed and how much commission I made, or how much money I make in general. So it fell down just now. Fuck. So yeah, man. Brad says, dude, the work you do, the money you make, the lifestyle you live is 100x times better than pharmacy. Do you see my face? Like, dude, I am happy most of the time. Like, sure, I go through headaches through clients and all that sort of stuff. And sometimes you get bad days of fulfillment. But look at me. I'm freaking glowing. I'm like having the time of my life. I get to do jiu-jitsu. I get to do yoga. I get to do all these things that I could have never done back in pharmacy. And I think that's the thing. Like, what I really want to teach people is really how to live a remote rich life. That's what I want to do. And there's so many aspects of living a remote rich life. Like there's inside of work, outside of work, finding remote work. There's so much great things. And you don't always have to find a business or like create a business to do so, right? It's tough starting a business. Not everybody wants to do entrepreneur type of things. And the older I get, the more I realize is that what we're looking for is a solution to fit and support our ideal lifestyle. I got this from a little bit from Tom. I got this concept a little bit from my friend Rich and Niche too, right? So I think that's really what we want at the end of the day. We don't care how we get the money, but if it can support our lifestyle, that's amazing. And for me, I just wake up excited. It was not like before where I'm just like, fuck, I gotta go to work, I gotta drive in work, I gotta stay in traffic. There's a lot of things I had to do rather than what I wanted to do. And by the way, speaking about wanting to do, I would love you guys to smash that like button for the algorithm. 6 people haven't liked the video yet, so I appreciate it. Okay, cool. Autumn McClard, what's going on? It's been a long time. I gave you a book a long time ago. How is Barking Up the Wrong Tree or whatever by Eric Barker? Really great book. I don't think I actually have a physical copy of his book anywhere. I think I gave them all away, to be honest with you, but great to have you back. I meant get one solid roommate so you don't have to do everything in your house, or get a maid. Would save time and energy. Just a thought. Yeah, I rather get a maid or like some sort of cleaning service. I'm planning, actually, it's pretty funny. I'm actually in the middle of I'm writing an article right now where I actually got some cool tools. Let me kind of show you. Actually got this ballin' ass Dyson vacuum cleaner. It looks like a gun. Pew pew. But I'm going to review this later on my channel. Got a really great really great air purifier too. So when I'm doing sales calls or anything like that, cleans the air. I invested a lot into this office space recently, and it's to me, it's worth it. I wish I had a good podcast place, but unfortunately I don't. And maybe in the future I'll just get a co-working space or somewhere where I can just do a podcast or set mostly podcasts, or to find a way to turn this room into a podcast as well. So there's that. But yeah. How much does a maid go for in LA? It really depends on how much space you need cleaned, how many rooms. I just have this studio, so probably costs about maybe $30 to $50 for a deep cleaning. Maybe it's really small. I would say like my place is about 300 square feet, if anything, right? Really small. It looks really big because I position. Actually, it's really funny. This office space, right, is like it's pretty much more than what 80% of the room. So yeah, like I positioned all my office space over here. I don't have the bookcases in the back anymore, but my books are over there. I have a few down here, and I have a bookcase actually back here as well. So if you can't tell. So yeah, those are some things as well. Office hacks. Well done. Yeah, dude, I actually wrote like this year, I just want to review tons of products because, I've just been in love with buying, and don't get me wrong, I'm not on like a buying phase, right? I'm actually in the middle of minimalizing stuff, but I actually sold a lot of my existing stuff and got rid of majority of my stuff. So just really like I just love sharing cool stuff with y'all, like whether it's books, whether it's like Dysons and stuff like that. I would love to kind of share that with y'all. Nice. Just saw the notification. Good to catch it live when instead of it's done. Thanks, Bob Dole. Really appreciate it. Got the true OGs in here. For those 8 people, there's 13 people viewing this. 5 people liked it. Would appreciate a like for the algorithm, bro. Brad, that was a joke because if there's no need for a maid, he can't take care of himself. He's been doing it for years. Why add stuff if it's unnecessary? I'm not going to lie, though. I think cleaning services are so great. I do basic cleaning around the house just with the Dyson, man. It's really been a game changer when you invest that much money, because this vacuum cleaner, I think it was on sale at Costco. uh bought it for $379. But when you spend $400 on like a vacuum cleaner, you definitely want to make sure that you're using it. I haven't even used it that much, but dude, if you check how much I've been using it almost every single day, look at how much freaking dust there is. And we've only started recently, so got a air purifier too, just so that, you know, I'm not breathing in all this dust as well, because I'm highly allergic, which sucks, you know. So there's that. Maid is not a bad idea for specific things like bathroom cleaning. Saves you time. Yeah, it's really not worth my time. So the reason why I'm so protective of my time too is, like, for example, I think this weekend, if you calculate how much money I made in 1 hour, it was close to at least a G. Like, it was close to at least a G. If it's not a G, $700, right? Hypothetically, if I'm making $700 per hour, $750 per hour, is it really worth me taking that same amount of time cleaning my bathroom? Not really. But I do my best to, like, squeegee the shower and stuff. I'm really taking better care of this apartment than my previous one, because this is actually my mom's friend's place that they're letting me rent, and it's really cheap. I only pay about $620 per month, I guess. And so it's ridiculously cheap, especially in the area where I'm at. So yeah, Dr. Lee says maid is not a bad idea. I second it. What's the difference? Bob Dole says, what's the difference in amount of sleep that you get now before when you used to work retail pharmacy? So, Bob, that's a great question. So when I was doing pharmacy, like, there was different stages of doing pharmacy for me. So there was a point in time where my work was only not that far away, but it was maybe about 30-minute drive. There was a period when it was only a 10-minute drive because I floated for a little bit. So, you know, during those days, I mean, it would be a little rough sometimes because I would also go to the gym. I mean, like, my sleep was never really a problem, only until I started living with the JK people. So when I started doing those like 2-hour drives every single day, that's one way, by the way. That's when I started not getting so much sleep. So I'd be very sleep deprived all the time because I would want to chill with my roommates, want to talk to them and stuff like that. So it was just really difficult. But the sleep quality now is a lot better, just because I don't stress as much. I don't stress about, like, worrying about prescriptions, not getting work done. Just in general, my health is a lot better, even though I'm a lot heavier well, not a lot heavier. I'm about the same weight, but definitely my blood pressure is normal now. So that was a huge cause of my high blood pressure, because the amount of stress I was going through. Not to say what I do isn't stressful, but definitely not as stressful compared to what I was doing before. Andrew B says, hi, Kevin. What's up? What is up, Andrew? Thanks for being the OG. For those 13 people who haven't, make sure to smash that like button. Make the money gun and do paid ads for your product. Nah, man, I feel some type of way about paid ads. Obviously, they're really good for generating money, growing your company and all that. I have nothing against them, but I feel like there's a lost art of organic, right? Of organically finding someone and making sure that they can add value to your life. So I don't know. I feel some way about paid ads. Andrew says, how are you doing? I'm killing it, man. I'm having the time of my life. Like I said, I just started yoga and stuff, and I'm making an effort to go see my friends again, to be honest with you. So that's what's been happening. Do you know if JK Films closed down? I know they closed Just Kidding Party. Yeah, so I do know a little bit about this. So I did know, like, before they made the announcement, I talked to Julia, talked to Brandon and stuff. I mean, JK News is still there, so it's not closed down. But, you know, they had to make, I mean, as Joe talks about in his video to everyone, right? Like the goodbye video, it's really about, you know, they had to make a tough decision about what was profitable, what wasn't profitable. They wanted to cut expenses, and, you know, those other channels just weren't profitable anymore, or it was just really tough. So that was kind of like this. It was a business decision at the end of the day, from what I know. But obviously, I don't know because I don't work for JK. But JK Films is still up and running. Especially they're doing the Danger Boy stuff too, so it's pretty cool. Do you know if they still have that huge office? I believe they do, but I don't know 100% to be honest with you. Connor Healy says, "Good to see you live again." What's going on, Connor? Love having you guys here. I'm really glad that you guys still tune into me, especially during my live streams, because I'll be real with you. I haven't been wanting to do like videos for the longest time. Partly because I don't know. I don't want to say I'm lazy. I just haven't been in the mood because like the results I get from it is not as good for my live streams. I actually love doing live streams. I would do a lot more live streams too. I was actually talking to my SEO guy. I was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking about doing everyday live streams. This is a dumb idea. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll do it in the future or something like that. Because in the amount of time where I get to interact with you, just chat with y'all, I could edit a video, and it takes even longer to do a video like that because I have to optimize the video, all that sort of stuff. It's a real... People don't know the amount of stress there is behind a YouTube channel, man. And it's part of the game. Don't get me wrong. I love doing parts of it, but recently I haven't been wanting to do any of it, to be honest with you. So there's that, and that's part of being professionalism. That's part of professionalism too. You have to show up whether you want to or not, and that's something I'm definitely working on more recently. But I feel like the reason why I have a lot of kind of this like avoidance, right, is partly because I'm doing a lot of things in my life recently where they feel like I have to do a lot of things rather than I want to do a lot of things, right? So it's just really, really tough sometimes to just shoot a video. And that's why I actually got this desk. I actually got a clip-on, it's not a tripod, but I got a clip-on type of thing for my camera and whatnot. So there's all that as well. So cool stuff. If you buy some foam on Amazon and soundproof that wall behind you, you're good to go. I actually, what's really funny, I actually had I have my SM7B, which is my main microphone, but I had to take it off for this video because I'm using it as a tripod right now. But this is my actual real microphone, and it cuts out all the ambient sound as well. By the way, what is it? Oh yeah, so it's recording on this microphone that I'm using. So cool. Drink up plenty of water during live streams, bro. Yeah, I'm sure you can hear my saliva like going back and forth and all that as well. Okay, Connor Healy says, just enter an appointment setting position and have the opportunity to enter into a closing position. Would you say appointment setting is something that you suggest for experience on the phone? I think any time on the phone is good experience, right? For example, I don't do appointment setting, but I do something called a set close model, which is actually better, because rather than, I know people like brag about one call closes and stuff like that, but you got to think from a customer's point of view, right? You want to slow down the interaction. You want to make sure you actually not pretend to qualify. You actually really want to vet these people, because your job as a salesperson or a high ticket salesperson is really to make sure that it's a win-win opportunity on everybody's end. You don't push people through, because guess what? If they're not the right fit, they're going to be pissed at you. They're going to be pissed at the brand, and your client's going to be pissed at you too. So any time where you can just work on talking on the phone, going through your flows, going through the process, that's great time, right? I mean, sometimes you got to deal with assholes. So that's great, Connor, that you're doing that, man. And as soon as you get a closing position, go ahead and do it. Connections through mom equals high ticket discounts. True. This is very true. Like, I'm telling you, there's no place that you can find in LA that will be this freaking cheap ever. So that's why I'm taking so much advantage of it. I'm just loving it. I have really great landlords. I have a starfruit tree outside, right? So that is fire. Like, starfruit, by the way, pretty solid, especially if it's fresh off the tree. I don't ever buy that market BS, bro. The industry is finally monetizing podcasts, and every DSPs are trying to grab as much content. Would be good for you to put like a 10 episode catalog on your experience, investments, and career change. That's actually a great idea, Bob. I'm actually going to screenshot. So for y'all that don't know, the reasons why I've been doing a lot of, and if you have any specific topics, let me know type it in the type it into this comment. By the way, let me throw it to the whole chat. So if I were to do a 10 episode catalog on my experiences, investments, and career change, what kind of stuff would you want me to talk about? Just want to make sure it's relevant to y'all. Because guess what? For the 21 people, 21 savages in this house, now 22, you guys are probably the most loyal fans I have, because you guys take the time to tune in. And so I'd love for you to share your experiences. And by the way, smash that like button. But seriously, on a serious note, I would love to kind of hear what you want to see. What was your blood pressure before, if you don't mind? How did you get it down? So I actually have a video on this, but I'll give you a high level AZ. It was close to 140 to 145 over like 90 to 100 on the diastolic. Well, my systolic diastolic, right? But how I got it down was actually, that's how I started doing keto diet, right? Keto diet was really great because it cut out all my carbs. My blood sugar wasn't as high, right? That's why like a lot of diabetics, for y'all that don't know, a lot of diabetics have a lot higher blood pressure and whatnot. And for me, once I cut out the carbs and all that, it just plummeted my blood pressure. But, still, when I was in pharmacy, the stress would get me so all the time. So it would just hover between really, like, I tested it at work too. So like when I was at work, it would be super, super high, and then I would have to kind of relax and stuff like that. So, but now, like, I've been doing things like acupuncture, more yoga, a lot of jujitsu. I haven't been really focused on weightlifting as much, to be honest with you. So those are kind of some of the ways. I started doing more greens, juicing, but like not sugary type of stuff. Like I juice like vegetables and whatnot, and then take a fiber, like use turmeric as a fiber to slow down that juice as well. So I've been doing that, doing a lot of things, taking magnesium, taking potassium, taking those type of things. I was going to experiment with L-arginine and whatnot as well, because it vasodilates the blood vessels and whatnot, but never tried it, to be honest with you. So yeah. Andrew says, hey Kevin, oh shit. Hey Kevin, do you have any advice on any natural ways to lower blood pressure? I'm on medication, but I don't want to be on medication for the rest of my life. I got it through genetics. If that's the case, man, you might not have too many options. But what I will tell you is just like make sure that your diet is right. Your diet is right. Try experimenting with. I don't know how many carbs you eat, but I always tell people cut some of the carbs that you're eating, and cut some of the carbs that you're eating. And just start working out if you're not already working out, and maybe doing some like walks, right? Like doing walking cardio. One of my favorite things to do while walking, because when you get into walking, it's like, dude, it's boring. Walking is freaking boring, bro. So I always bring a book, and I always like read it through a book. And when you're focused for that long, I finish a book in like 30 minutes. And it's been a game changer. Having a portable, like foldable treadmill, which I'm going to review too, since I recently bought it. But having a foldable treadmill is like one of the best things. I'm actually going to slide it under this desk and start walking during these streams too and stuff. Hopefully I don't fall off or anything like that, but that'd be pretty cool. If you created a mastermind or mentorship program, I would join it. Yeah, cool. Brad, I'm kind of curious, if you wanted a mastermind, what would the mastermind be centered around, or what kind of mentorship would you want to see, Brad? Would love to kind of hear from you. The interactivity of the live streams is a big part of the appeal. That's great, Armor Ghost. Yeah, because you know what, my channel's not that big enough. Like, I'm committed enough to like go through all the comments and stuff like that. I mean, it's not to that level where it's like, of all the comments and stuff like that, right? Like, it's a great. I have a lot of fun on these streams as well, right? As much as you love the interactivity and whatnot and just having this discussion, I love doing it as well. So JRE is basically live stream, right? As in minimal editing, if any. Yes, JRE is very minimal editing. He used to use a TriCaster to switch between the cameras, but I think in the future, what I want to do is maybe grab a guest and maybe have them like chill here and just like do a mini podcast as well. Maybe, who knows? Like, there's a lot of different things I could do with my channel. So my channel keeps on. What's crazy is my channel keeps on growing, even though I put minimal content as well. Can I have an update what you're up to? Are you closing, running your own business? So I'll tell you like some of the projects I'm working on right now. So I've actually really cut down a lot of my clients. So I used to have a full blown closing agency. Now I just close with me and my partner. So we do a set close model and we just do straight up sales. Still think about it like this. I'm pretty much a freelancer or independent contractor at this point, right? So we do that. So that's my, I would say, main source of income. I also get residuals from some of my previous clients as well because we close some deals for them and we get monthly residuals. It's crazy. So there's that. What else? I also obviously have this YouTube channel, and also for Refugee Hustle, I've been in the process of monetizing it, right? Through affiliate links. I'm going to be creating a course or program. Probably not going to be initially high ticket. The only high ticket part is if you want a true like one-on-one type of thing where I'm literally coaching you or getting coaches and stuff to really handhold you through and go through the entire process of setting up your first freelance business as well, right? So that's what I'm in the middle of. I created my lead magnet. I can when it's out, I'll show you like version 1 and stuff like that. But been doing that, monetizing my YouTube channel. What else? Oh, also Kick-Ass Investing. Duh. Like, I haven't been super active on Kick-Ass Investing, but I'm just taking a step back just to plan out what's important to me right now this quarter, right? What should I focus on? Because I was focused on too many things. I was doing like Dan Pena's QLA. I had 2 different other clients, total 3 clients. I was doing my YouTube. So you can see where the burnout really came really quickly. So that's kind of like what I've been doing recently. But yes, I am doing that right now. Do you think your vocal cords, voice got stronger from live streaming so much? I would say it actually comes more from doing closing calls because I'm always speaking on the phone. And when I speak on the phone, I'm not speaking like this all the time. I'm using my diaphragm to like project my voice a lot of the time. And so it's really important because you have to sound confident. You have to sound competent. You just have to have confidence like going on to these calls and doing that as well. So if you watch my earlier videos and now, I have a different voice than before. And I'm actually in the middle of doing Toastmasters too. So really, that's kind of like what I've been up to. And I want to do vocal training. I absolutely want to do vocal training because I think it's something that's really important that a lot of us don't see the direct results from it, but the way you talk to people, if you're single, the way that you talk to women, very different because there's all these subtle cues of confidence that we sometimes forget, right? Slow breathing improves arterial baroreflex sensitivity and decreases blood pressure in essential hypertension from American Heart Association in 2005, maybe. That's true. I started meditating a lot. And that's something I love about yoga. So I've been doing yoga I pretty much scheduled a yoga class almost every single day. There's only 2 days I take it off, but I might do all 7, by the way. So depending on how sore I feel from yoga half the time as well. How much of YouTuber stress is self-induced? For example, I know a YouTuber that spends days to make the background perfect shade of yellow and spends 28 hours to make a 3-minute outro. To me, it's like really risk benefit reward, right? If you're trying to be all artsy and color grade and all that stuff, that's great. Like there's people that really obsess about that. For me, I'm a very basic YouTuber. I don't like to edit too much. I like to do one shots and just that. But one thing I have been trying to do a lot more is bullet points, making sure that my thoughts aren't as sporadic, that I can actually go through a flow a lot better through a YouTube. But I hate planning. That's a dichotomy, right? I love like free speaking, and that's why I like live streams a lot because I can freely speak and I don't have to plan as much, right? It's the spontaneity that really lights me up all the time. So there's that. But sometimes people will like people will spend tons of time mastering their craft. Is it worth it? Might be. I mean, if you have a video that goes viral, you might get a lot of money for it. But is it worth it? I don't know. But you know what it is? I know what it is worth. Those 17 people who are watching this right now, make sure to smash the like button for the algorithm. I don't know how many times I plugged that in, but whatever. Did you upgrade your setup? I'm watching you on 1080p now. What the fuck? I still remember when you had potato quality, when you had so much lag, but your stream is so nice. You even got some good lighting. Well, it's part of it is actually my apartment and the internet in the area I'm living at. So when you're living in the city, think about how many other people are competing, like same speed of internet, but I've also upgraded my routers and stuff and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, like so I've actually really upgraded my lighting, all that sort of stuff over the years too. So yeah, thanks for talking mentioning that. I actually did a article, shameless plug. If you go on to refugeehustle.com. I actually shared my YouTube setup pretty recently too, and my live stream setup. So if anybody's kind of curious about like, hey, what is Kevin's live stream setup? I actually have an article. Come on. I've been trying to do more articles recently, but actually have a YouTube setup kind of thing over here. So I will post it right here, and then you guys can check it out after the stream is done. All right, let's go back to comments. Back to comments. Cool. How did you optimize sales while being a retail pharmacist? Well, easy, Glenton. Oh, are you talking about like in the retail pharmacy? So what's interesting about pharmacy is that there's a few ways I did it. Really, one, optimizing pickup times, right? So most pharmacies do this now. They do a lot of appointment-based type of things. If you set an appointment, you can optimize that interaction where you can do their vaccines. You can have them pick up all their medications. You can control your inventory. There's a lot of benefits to that as well, rather than having multiple pickup times and all that sort of stuff too, right? And it's more convenient for the patient. I would utilize things like delivery service if you have in the pharmacy to deliver people's medications, right? So those were some of the strategies. Also, like looking for gaps in medications. And obviously I would do the opposite too. Like if a patient didn't need, I mean, surprisingly, there was patients on like 2 ACE inhibitors or there's duplicate therapy type of things and all that. So I'd help them reduce their medications and whatnot. I would also help ease of medication to patients. So this might apply to your state. It might not apply to your state, but I was using patient, what are they called? I can't even remember. It's like those rebate cards and whatnot as well for people. Like they're not discount cards. Okay, there's a very clear difference between discount cards, but this would actually go, like if it was covered by insurance, it would help cover their copay cards, like the patient's copay, right? So I would make it really easy for patients to pick up their medications if I could, right? So that was those were some of the things. It wasn't that hard, for me. Like if you do that, you're going to get more sales that way and better experience for your patients. I always thought about the experience for patients a lot of the time, right? That's something, but sometimes when you're in the trench, you're just busy producing, but you're not thinking about how do I make this interaction more profitable or a win-win for everyone, for the patients and all that as well. So that was how I pretty much increased our sales by a lot, actually. So yeah. Do you see a lot of sugar babies getting free rent in LA? I don't think I've ever seen a sugar baby get free rent in LA, to be honest. I miss those Hollywood days though. I used to go to Hollywood all the time and all that. It's more like free money. True little sugar baby could easily be a top career on the BLS reports, if only they would report. So today I'm going to pull up the BLS Bureau of Labor statistics on sugar babies. No, just kidding. I swear every single stream I pull up the Bureau of Labor supports. This guy, I can't find my iPhone. What a funny dude. They're dodging the tax man. They reduced the national debt. Do you still train at Tempe? Yep, 10 Planet. Yeah. So I still train at 10 Planet. I just went back maybe about 2 weeks ago because I actually sprained my LCL or MCL. I can't remember. But I'm back in business. Obviously not 100%. I feel very reluctant to use my butterfly guard, which is the main part of my game, because that's how I sprained it. So I probably won't start playing my full game until maybe a month or two in. I'm going to do a lot of drilling and just work on the basics over again. I'm not going to do that fancy shit. I actually shot a video about that Russian guy or the Dagestan guy who did that flying armbar and landed on his neck and got paralyzed. Fortunately, he's not paralyzed anymore from what I read from BJJ Scout. But yeah, I still train at 10P. I really want to 10 Planet. I really want to get my purple belt as soon as possible, but I don't think I'm going to get it this year just because I sat too much time out, to be honest with you. I look forward to being rich, going out all on health, all the best food, protein, vitamins, and supplements. Honestly, the best thing you can do for your health, buy the best food. Like, buy the best food. Like, seriously, buy the best food. Do the best that you can with your diet, man. It's really important. Yeah, Brad, so funny. It's by the way, prostitution is legal in, I think, Nevada. That's the state of Nevada. Please, if anybody's a prostitution connoisseur, please let me know as well. I am Asma Shah. So funny. So we're going from prostitution to pharmacy, but okay. I am a first year 0 to 6 pharmacy program student. I hear a lot about pharmacy salary decreasing. Is it true? Well, don't make me pull up the Bureau of Labor statistics. It actually, yes, keep in mind, I haven't really applied to pharmacy jobs. This is hearsay, by the way. Okay. So full disclosure, but I heard pharmacies in my area, Walgreens, I think, they're paying their pharmacists about $45 an hour, which breaks down into like, by the way, if you're kind of curious about the median pay, this is what it is. But which is about 90K. But we got to think about it, right? So the supply of pharmacists, it's kind of like pharmacy has kind of capped, right? Like there's no more demand for pharmacists, but the supply is increasing. So people are actually taking lower wages and stuff. And I wouldn't say it's screwing over everyone else, but it's something really important to consider, right? So yes, in short, from what people are telling me, and if you guys are new grads, please chime in the chat. Let Asma know whether the pharmacy salary is decreasing. But from what all my friends say, yes, it is. Low carb babies. Wow. Kevin, you got to tell me what the mastermind's all about. Just make sure to do Zoom calls every single week. Kevin, is there any pre-ground coffee that actually tastes good? Actually, that's a good question. I saw this Death Wish coffee at Walmart. I don't really go to Walmart to buy my coffee, to be honest with you. I really like these. So there's these beans that I've been trying to look for. The only place I can find them is in Victorville, California, at a Costco, right? There's these really, really fragrant like Lavazza beans. They have these chocolate notes and fruity notes as well. It's so bomb. Like, I even had my friends taste it, and they're like, dude, there's a huge difference. Who don't drink coffee, they can tell the difference, right? And when you make a cold brew, it's like perfect. But I haven't really had any pre-ground coffee that was really good. I just grind my own. I have a burr grinder, and it's an automatic one, right? So I just refill it. I'll clean it every single cycle after it's done. But that's pretty much it, So also, sorry for value draining. Haha. Where do you find people to close for? I got my gig through networking. Well, really a few great places. Networking is probably preferred. That's a long-term strategy that will get you the best opportunities. But if you need money now, go to things like Upwork, right? I think that's the best place. Look for sales type of jobs or sale type of gigs or freelance work, right? That's what you're looking for. And then also meet other closers, right? Other closers might have opportunities for you. They might or might not, right? But if you make a good friends with them, people love, like, as a closer, I love working with my friends. Like, that is something that lights me up. working with like as a one unit, as a family, that's really fun, right? Because then you get to do cool things like, hey man, I think like I set you up this deal. Do you want to close it? Right? Stuff like that. And it's just like more, it's more fun together, right? Being able to hustle together, just like any other business. So, there's that. Also you can go, I termed this, I don't think everybody's really talked about it. I talked about my earlier stream or my earlier videos, which I'll do another video on. I actually have it planned out this week, but move down the S curve, right? Meaning look at the mentors, gurus out there, right? Look at the top thought leaders, see if they have programs. Who are their students? Contact them. Maybe they need services like yours. That's going the cold pitch route, but chances are they might need your services, right? Everybody needs sales, right? At the end of the day. So if you can get into corporate sales, by the way, really profitable. Me and my friend were talking about it earlier today, and his friends are making anywhere from 300 to 500K per year, like 200 base salary and then commission on top of that for these big B2B deals, right? So yeah. How much Tesla should I buy? Dude, I have not looked at Tesla. I don't even know what's going on with Tesla. I've seen it kind of like, I've seen the like people do videos on Tesla and stuff like that, but I have no clue what's happening. Andrew says, thank you so much. Andrew says, thank you so much, Kevin. I really appreciate your help. No problem, fam. Like Andrew, I mean, that's what I wake up to. That's why I do my YouTube channel, because I've always really wanted to help people, man, as on a more scalable level, right? I love doing one-on-ones with people, but the more I can add value in the public, more people can take away from these type of Q&As and stuff, even though I talk about a variety of questions and whatnot as well, right? There's a video of RSD Tyler doing vocal training with Roger. Actually, you know what's funny, Brad? I was actually thinking about taking Roger Love's program about vocal training. So he paid $5,000 per hour, said it was one of the best decisions of his life. Well worth it. That's great to know. I was going to take his self-taught program, but probably it's better to do one-on-one training or something like that. But man, that 5K could, like, it has to be okay. So if anybody was going to make an investment into like 5K per hour, it would have to be directly related to your work, right? If I was a pharmacist and I was doing that, probably not worth it. But if I'm sales, I'm doing phone sales or doing YouTube, damn straight I'm going to pay that much money because it directly affects my income. So I wouldn't recommend everybody do it, but if you are in sales, would highly recommend it as well. David Dorbrick, that guy makes it seem so easy. Why does that name sound so familiar? David Dobrik. Why does that sound so Oh, he's a YouTuber. I don't watch him, obviously, but maybe he makes it seem a lot easy. Your videos are always awesome, bro. I love your videos. I'll tell you this, not all my videos are awesome, but I do have a few killer ones. Yeah, so thank you, man. Appreciate it. As a pharmacist, do you ever make pills? The only time I ever made pills really was back in pharmacy school during compounding. Could I slap together some good pills? Yeah, I probably could if I remembered how to do it again and if I had the recipe. But honestly, yeah, I never really had to, because as a retail pharmacist, most of your pills are pre-manufactured. You rarely do any compounding type of stuff, and if you do, usually send it to a compounding pharmacy, right? So what is advice that you gave up last year to grow more this year? What are some of my vices? I don't think I even gave up any vices over last year, to be honest with you, right? I don't have I'm a pretty straight cut guy. I'm pretty clean. I would say over the last year, no, I can't think of any vices, man. Like, it's not like I did cocaine or anything like that, or, yeah. I smashed the like button, says Brad. Appreciate it. Those 8 people would appreciate you to smash too, bro. Any tips on cheating the MPC scorecard? What's the MPC scorecard? Have no idea what that is. I'm like Googling this shit, and it says student success scorecard. I have no idea. I don't know what MPC stands for, bro. Like, are we talking about beats, right? controllers and stuff like that. I don't really know. Sorry, Kelvin. Hey, what do you do? Says YOLO. Well, I do YouTube. I do high ticket sales. I do digital marketing. Those are some of the things I do. I also do jujitsu and yoga, man. So jujitsu is my life. What's the toughest thing you went through last year? Oh man, I think last year went through a lot of tough things. Just like day to day things. It was. I'm telling you, last year was a breeze compared. Wait, it was last year was 2019. Yeah, last year was a breeze compared to the year before that when I lost my father. But last year, I think getting injured really sucked. That really threw me off a lot. It made me really look at life a lot differently and think about like, okay, I have to work a lot smarter. I'm not as like young anymore and shit, right? So I think that was kind of tough. But honestly, actually, you know what? Income wise, like income last year was I had some pretty low moments where I was just like, dude, I'm not generating jack shit. I'm going into my savings. I'm dipping into my savings. When will it get better? And that was my situation, man. So that was tough. That was really tough, I would say, right? And then yeah, but nothing like life changing that I can think of off the top of my head. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers right now? Well, interesting. So some of the channels I've been recently watching is like I've been watching this gaming channel called Manny a True Nerd. He's kind of a interesting guy. Not everybody's cup of tea. I've been watching a lot of gaming channels. Obviously, JRE, bro. JRE is one of my favorite channels. I've been watching like these gaming channels like Yippee, Kaye, Mr. Falcon. Pretty interesting guy. Adam Ragusia. Who else? Stephanie Sue I've been watching not a lot, but she plays in the background sometimes. That's pretty much it. I mean, I would say JRE is like my main one, man. I love JRE. He's like my favorite. I listen to him all the time. I don't really look at I don't really look at London Real too. I really like London Real. I like Jocko Willink a lot. He's really great. Mostly long form type of things when I'm walking, and Genius Brain too. That podcast is really solid. So yeah, those type of things. So those are some of the channels I've been watching recently. Not too exciting. I don't even watch Dan Pena that much anymore, but I listen to him in the morning when I'm on my walks and stuff like that. So, hey, I'm a high school student, so lost in life. Hey, if you're a high school student, it's normal, man. You're supposed to be lost. You're supposed to find your way. Really, if I were to give you a quick answer, YOLO, try looking into the concept of Ikigai and try and find your Ikigai. So it's really 4 things: what you love, what the world needs, what you're good at, and what you can get paid for. Those are 4 things of your Ikigai, right? So take an Ikigai test and try to find something that hits all 4 things. Even if you don't find something that hits all 4 things, you're a lot better hitting like 1 or 2 than 0 at all, right? So if you can focus on that, that'd be great. But you're supposed to be lost, YOLO. You're not supposed to know what you want to do, because part of knowing what you want to do is actually doing it, right? And since you have very little experience right now, you have no clue, right? So yeah. Have you ever started thinking about setting a low price like on any future digital products, investment courses, Patreon, Refugee Hustle, to allow your entry to have an affordable entry to support? Yeah, I've actually been thinking about that. So this is what we call a tripwire in marketing, right? Doing a low price. But also, I mean, I also believe in delivering huge value, right? So I gave away for Kick-Ass Investing. I was trying something where I gave away a quarter of my course for free. So I can see off the drop-off rate too. That's why I'm in the middle of moving a Kartra and stuff, so I can see the analytics. But I have given stuff away for free. Now, am I going to do a tripwire? Most likely, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do like $1 or $10 or something like that for Ultimate Guide or something that I'm writing up. It's actually taking quite a bit. I've wrote like almost 20 pages for one of my guides already, or an ebook. So I do want to do that, and just to give people a small taste and to filter out real potential buyers from the people who aren't willing to invest in themselves, right? As well. So have been considering that. Hey, listen, I'm in high school, right? Lost in life. I hate the thought of having to go to debt to college. From your perspective, do you think college is worth it? YOLO says YOLO. Take a quick breath. Don't go to college right away. Take your time. There's no rush, right? Write down, like I would tell you, I can't give you a clear answer on this podcast, by the way. I mean, there's no possible way, but I think what I said, looking for your ikigai, is a really solid place, right? So what you should do, or what I would do if I were to go back in time, if I had no clue what I wanted, is like take a few tests, right? Tests are really great because they kind of tell you what you be good at. So if you can scrounge up $50, take a Strength Finder 2.0 test, right? It'll tell you what you're world class at. There's that, right? Take an Ikigai test. That's really, really great as well, right? And it will give you a bunch of careers that will tell you like what careers you might like. And I don't know what your goal is, right? What kind of lifestyle do you want? Do you even know what the lifestyle that you want? Do you want to, like, what's your biggest priority too? What are some of the challenges that you perceive as well, right? But I think those are some great places to start. No matter what you do, you should know your strengths, because when you go on interviews, you should know your strengths and really highlight those strengths, right? But Strength Finder 2.0 is like really solid. But I wish I could give you more solid advice, man. I'll tell you this. People make the decision to go to college way too fucking soon. Slow down. There's no rush. Really, there's no rush. Talk to some people. Just write down careers that you're interested in. Talk to people who are actually in those careers, and are they happy? What are some of the lesser unknowns of that career, right? What were some of the things that they wish they found they knew before going into a career? I think that's important too, right? 5K an hour is cray. I don't know if I would even pay that much for 1 hour with Margaret Robbie. Well, it's relative, AZ. It's also relative to the return, right? So if I can change one thing, and this is why businesses will pay a lot of money, because if they can make one small tweak, it's about the impact, right? If you can make one small tweak and it makes huge impact, then it's worth it, right? But if you're just doing it for personal development, is that really worth it? Well, maybe if you have abundance of money, it might be worth it. But, something like vocal training for when it impacts your living and revenue directly, totally worth it. You gotta realize too. So Brad says RSD Tyler said that the $5,000 price was necessary for his brain to engage. He's paying another vocal coach $1,000 an hour, but he's slacking off as a student. You have to realize, okay, we do this with college all the time, and I'm not saying just because you pay, you're going to take things seriously, but having skin in a game holds you accountable. Like, there's no, like, is it absolutely required to have skin in a game to be successful? No, right? But it does hold us accountable. Like, this is one of the reasons why people take college very seriously, because they have a lot of money risking on the line, right? They're going in 6-figure debt to do some sort of activity. So that's why it's important to study, not waste your money, right? So there is a kind of a accountability factor when you pay a lot of money. It's really, really important, in my opinion, right? And that's how you know people who are serious about investing in themselves and people who are not. There's a lot of talkers in the world. I mean, I talk to them every single day. I talk to so many people like, man, I would do anything to do X, Y, Z. I would do this, that for this opportunity. And then when we're like, hey, you need to invest, they're like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. Dumbass. This is like, if you're doing something like e-commerce or whatever, like arbitrage business, right? Because people will always think, oh, I have this app or I have this product that I think would do really, really well, right? But they don't want to invest a cent. You're fucking crazy. This is the business model that you decided to go. That's why I tell people, hey man, if you don't this is why I tell people you should probably do a service-based business first, right? Where it doesn't require as much or any capital at all, typically, right? Costs time and you gotta be good, but I mean, those are things that you can work on, right? But don't choose a fucking business model which requires money. That's like saying I want to fix and flip real estate like without using my own money. Well, it is possible, by the way. It is possible, but it's really fucking hard for most people. Most people cannot do that. They cannot do like a syndication type of method for real estate or anything like that. So interesting stuff. But for most people, if it's your first business, start off with the service-based business. Build your business acumen, right? Learn to play sales, man, because no matter what you do, you're always going to sell yourself. So something interesting to keep in mind. Kelvin says KPM scorecard for Red Devil. Oh man, I remember that. I remember MPC now. It really depends. I don't really know the KPM metrics anymore. Like I remember there was like a patient adherence type of thing, like first fill script, councils, and all that sort of stuff. I think that's the thing that with CVS, right? They go over all these metrics, right? But are they really making a key impact to the bottom line, to revenue, to I don't know, patient adherence and whatnot, right? Really, at the end of the day, like they have so many freaking metrics, and it's just like, dude, focus on the most important metric out of all of them. They used to have like 6 or something on the scorecard. I actually have my CVS folder down, like I don't know, somewhere in this apartment too, because I stumble upon it. But man, like people focus on way too many KPMs, way too many goals. It's hard to keep track of. Focus on fucking one that impacts all those KPMs. Like if CVS would, like at that time, if you would just focus on like appointment based model type of thing, then how many patients are on an appointment based model program? That covers everything, right? Should cover everything, So interesting. So yeah. Any advice to get into sales? I'm about to go in college. You don't need to take a program, right? I would tell you just try find a regular sales job and try not to go into MLM or anything like that. But I would tell you, take a part-time sales job, maybe car sales or something. I mean, think about it. People do car sales for a living, right? You can make a killing doing car sales or something like that. But learning from others in the business. Try go into something like Upwork too. Maybe look over there as well. I recommend Rantonia as a gaming review channel. If I don't want to go into debt, go to community school. That is true, but community school still does cost money. And here's the thing that we forget. It still costs our freaking time to do these opportunities as well, right? Money is important, but it's not the end all be all. Really thinking about our time, whether this is worth our time. Because guess what? If you spend your time in school and then you end up not going down the major and all that, you're essentially throwing away the best part of like throwing away everything. Now, if you want to go for experience, that's great, but it should really be time is so precious. I would not waste my time just winging it. But if you have nothing else better to do, maybe, right? But I don't know. Abanzer says, if you did well, apply to scholarships and grants. But I think Abanzer, here's the root problem, though. He doesn't know what he wants to do. He feels lost. I think that's the more important thing. Just because you can go to school doesn't mean that you should go to school. It has to fulfill a certain gap. Like if you want to become a pharmacist, right? Or better yet, physician assistant, school plays an essential role because you cannot become a PA without going to school, right? So in that case, it fills a gap. Whether you want to, now let's use an art analogy. Let's say if you want to become this, I don't know, you want to be like fucking DJ Mustard or DJ Khaled or like one of these producers, right? And you're thinking about going to art school or music school. Is it really worth it? Will it fill in a particular gap? What's the end goal of that? Or just try and make cool beats? Maybe your time would be better off spending like with top producers or interning with with some of these these top high-end producers if you can get a hold of them, adding them value. Maybe that's more worth it than forking over $40,000 over to a university that won't promise you any sort of results or anything like that. So that's my point, right? School should always serve a fill a gap essentially. So I'm 18. Huncho says, I'm 18, tired of working every day for such low income. I have a few ideas to start, but I don't even know how to start. Like I said, start a service-based business. I would tell you, dude, take a look at what you're good at. Ask your friends what you're good at. Can you fix cars? Can you do some sort of sales? Are you willing to learn sales, right? Digital marketing is great, but those are harder type of things. I mean, even walking dogs for a living or something like that is probably better than or doing like lawn care, construction. Those are like typical jobs that I see that pay a lot. Electricians, they somewhat pay a lot too, but it depends. I heard plumbers pay a lot too. But learning a skill that you can deliver, you don't need to flip. You're not flipping a product, right? You're providing a service in exchange for your time, right? And so I think that's better. So as long as you're willing to my point is, as long as you're willing to reinvent yourself, you shouldn't have a problem making more money. A Banzer says community college. Oh man, we got this is so funny. No UTIs over here, bro. Headed out. Just want to say great stream. Lucky I caught it live. It was a great variety of Q&As. The range. This is what I'm saying, man. Thank you, Bob Dole. Really appreciate it. Like, dude, there's such a range of questions I get, but you know what? We're all multifaceted type of people, man. Like, I get tons of questions on all sorts of different things because I'm into a lot of different things too, man. So I think that's important. RSD Derek paid Brandon Carter $8K to train him at the gym, even though Brandon Carter offered to do it for free. Derek is a rich millionaire. He wanted to have skin in the game. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, man. Having skin in the game makes you accountable, right? What do you think about SaaS? SaaS is a great business model. You can make there's a lot of people who do like software sales all the time as well, right? I don't know like if you're thinking about creating one or like doing sales for it. Either way, I guess like creating a SaaS business. Oh, okay. Probably really great if you can find some sort of gap that you can do. If it's your first business, man, it's going to be difficult. Not saying it's impossible, but it might be a little difficult just starting off. I slept outside for 4 days to attend the RSD Summit seminar in Vegas, and I wore size 9 dress shoes to get in clubs, even though I'm a 13. Damn, that is crazy, Brad. That is like, holy shit. Oh my God. I probably, rather than wear size 9, I probably would ask one of my friends or a Facebook group or something like that. Like, yo, can I get size 13? Whatever. So, yeah. But I mean, here's the thing, man. Not having money is part of the process too. Like, you bring up a good point. Like, if you want to, for any business or for any arbitrage business or any business that requires startup or working capital, that's part of the process. You need to figure out how to come up with the money. That's why so many people just like, I don't have the money, I give up. Then you weren't meant to do business. You should just stay at a job, right? Because you're not meant for it at the moment, right? How's my brother doing? He's a pharmacist now. I remember he graduated not too long ago. Yeah, my brother's doing pretty well. He has a job at a pharmacy chain, so he's I guess liking it. I honestly have not talked to my brother that much in terms of like his work and all that sort of stuff, right? Next online guru: become a physician assistant in 30 days. Lamborghini, books on shelves, girls in bikinis, money, guns. That's so funny, dude. I wouldn't be fucking surprised. Like, dude, you know what? What's so interesting? It's not like a online like guru type of thing, but what's interesting that a lot of these pharmacy schools, I hear advertisements on the radios to get your PharmD. Damn, that tells you how bad the profession is starting now, right? Mohit says, nice stream. How is your course sales? What is your marketing strategy for it? Do you run Facebook ads? I do not run Facebook ads. I do mostly organic. So here's my marketing strategy for 2020, right? For Kick-Ass Investing, what I want to do is convert everything in Kartra. So I want to improve the experience, add in gaps, see where people are dropping off in the thing. So I really want to optimize the course, like the actual service first, right? I don't want to pour gasoline all over it when I don't want to pour gasoline over it, right? When I want to make the experience as good as possible. Maybe in the future I'll throw in some live streams and stuff like that. But honestly, at the price point I have it at, it's not technically high ticket category, and that's where the mentorship and all that sort of stuff comes to, right? So there's that. But I'm planning to just do organic type of things, and I want to make it super affordable for people, have people have super amount of value, and then make a high ticket offer in the back end maybe. I'm not quite sure for if they need more direct help or do it for them. Haven't really thought too much, but I just wanna help as many people invest as possible, right? Just start the process of investing. But really my true passion isn't even in like investing in the stock market. Is really helping people get used to investing where they're investing into themselves through some sort of way and getting them started a business. Me and my friend were talking about this. One of the biggest regrets that we had was that we threw all our money in the stock market, right? It wasn't a bad thing, by the way. It wasn't a bad decision. But what we wished looking back is that we invested into some sort of business before, right? I think that's one not regret that I have, but one thing I wish I did more back then. What do you do on your spare time? Oh my God, dude, I don't have spare time, man. So what are all thoughts about online course industry? How did you learn how to create a course? I took a few courses on how to take a course, and I think in terms of like program design, like that's what I took, right? Learning how to do high ticket program design and all that sort of stuff helped me sell better too. Just because I know the resources or what it takes to make a really great course. But I feel like courses are abundant right now. Information is abundant. There's a lot of bad courses out there. There's a lot of great courses out there, right? So I would say course industry, like there's a lot of coaches teaching other people to be coaches. You guys stay away from them. I really like Ramit Sethi a lot. He's one of the people I really look up to. Another person I look up to is Scott Ulsford. I think he delivers really great value too. Those are people I really like a lot. Those are my ideal. And obviously my friend Rich and Niche, right? Like he's solid too. He gives so much value. He gives like his program is really great. Like I'm going through it. I'm like, wow, like this is really worth the money that he's giving. Right. So, those are my thoughts. It has to fill a gap. It has to, like, at the end of the day, you don't take courses just for fuck's sake. It has to fill a gap. Any sort of education has to fill a gap, unless you just want to learn and you're okay with like not having a direct correlation of making money back in the end, right? That might be it. But in general, I would recommend like there has to be some sort of gap that you want to fill doing it, right? Bye, Kevin. Really enjoyed your live stream. It was a lot of fun and I was always very informative. Take care, bro. Appreciate it. If I decide to do something after getting my PharmD, do you think it'd be easier to get it accepted to other programs like PA or dental? Honestly, if that's your thought, Danny, why not just go into a PA program or dental? Why waste this extra time? Yes, I guess you could become a pharmacist if you really wanted to, but I think if you had a taste of the PA life, would you really want to go back into pharmacy? How much more benefit would you get from a PharmD PA versus straight up PA or dental, right? So, I think it would play in your favor, but I'm just thinking from a cost benefit point of view. I mean, what's the end position that you kind of want to get at this point in time, right? I think that's something important to consider. I literally read that this old guy was saying he regret investing in gold and not investing into the stock market when he was in the 20s in the 1980s. Well, yeah, because stock market over time goes up and up and up, but the return, like gold, I don't know. People are like, invest in gold and all these precious metals. I've never been a fan of that, right? I've always been more of a, like, let's look at the price of gold for a second. I don't even know. Price of gold appreciation statistics. How much has gold, like, appreciated over years? Like, historic data. So let's take a look at historical data for gold prices. There's a 100-year chart. Let's take a look at it. Let's see. Where's the historical chart? Load. Damn. So it's loaded an interactive chart. Well, I'll go back to comments, and when it loads up, I'll pull it up. But couldn't you pull your money anyhow? Yeah, but like I'd rather be investing it from a business point of view, like straight up, right? I guess that's what I'm doing now. But going into the topic of filling gap, how does one qualify? Can you give us some questionable action steps, right? When I say fill in the gap, right, you have to know like why you're doing something and how it or what by investing into this solution, whatever, or school, whatever you're looking into, by investing into this, how is that going to help me in the long run or get to my goal? You have to also know your end destination goal too. So it's like you're here right now. You're like here. This is your starting point. This is your ending point. What is that in between step that you need to do to get to that destination? So that's what I mean by filling in the gap. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at all years for gold. I don't even know how to read this chart, but I mean, what the fuck? This iShares. Damn you, Fidelity. Let's close this out. Oh, shit. Come on. Ugh. This chart so annoying. So it's been like fluctuating. I guess like it's pretty much been it tanked in the 2000s, went up, went down. Yeah, it's very volatile, you know. So if you look at the stock market through those times, it's been steadily going up. So if we look let's take a look at the S&P 500 and take a look at the value of the S&P 500 over what's the max. It gets really slow when I try to load up these things, right? So if you take a look at this, right, S&P 500, obviously we don't have data since the 1980s, but it's gone up, right? If you invested in the 80s, right, like you said, it would have gone up like 2,800%, right? Which is ridiculous over a long term, right? That's why I always tell people when you invest, you should really do long term if you don't know jack shit, you know? Obviously you can make more money like for the swings and stuff like that, but like honestly, not everybody can do it. It's better to invest in your own skills than anything else. Yes, because here's the thing, right? And you bring up a really great point. I actually put this in my my lead magnet, by the way. But in terms of investing in your own skills, you know what starting a service-based business or starting a business helps you do that you don't get from the stock market? The ability and true financial confidence, knowing that if you're thrown out on your ass the next day, do you have the skills to generate your own paycheck? Can you eat what you kill? I think that's the term, right? Can you do that, right? That's something that starting a business helps you do that stock market doesn't help you do, right? Because you can amass all this money, but you're always living in fear, knowing that, oh shit, I don't really know how to. If I lost all this money, how can I build that back up? So that's something that stock market can't teach you. What are your thoughts about UBI proposed by Andrew Yang? No real opinion, to be honest with you. Especially Andrew Yang is not running anymore or whatever. He dropped out, so no opinion. I think it's a very interesting idea. I don't know how it really plays out, though. I don't think any of us know. I know that there was like some studies in Europe or something like that, but no idea. I have a 15-year-old homie in my paid mastermind. He's making payments on a 1K course wrapping. That's so funny. There's so many different courses out there. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna tap out. I'm pretty tired. It's like 1:20. Like I've been streaming for about an hour 20. I hope you guys watching this enjoyed the stream. We talked a lot about courses and all that. I'm going to be going through a lot of the comments. So one of the things that I want to start doing is actually going through the comments and doing one video on one of the questions that you guys asked. So the more questions that you guys ask, the more likely I'm going to pick your comment and I'll give you credit during the stream and stuff like that. But that's what I'm planning to do as well. Are there homeless people all over LA or just in the popular areas like Sunset, Wilshire, and all that? There were a lot of homeless people near my area, near Wilshire area, right? And I used to see a lot of homeless people on Sunset. I used to see a lot of homeless people everywhere. But I would say it's pretty much all over the place for the most part. But actually, you know what? You're right. It's mostly the crowded places like Sunset, Wilshire. I saw a homeless Vietnamese person in my area, so I was like, this is really, really interesting. You don't see too many homeless Asian people. Usually they have a lot of mental disorders, if they're out on the street, but just thought. But anyways, guys, I'm going to tap out. Had a real blast speaking to y'all. Have a great rest of your week. Maybe I'll shoot a few more videos for y'all, or do another live stream if you guys really like it. If you guys like the live stream, make sure to like this video and let me know in the comments. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great rest of your week. Take care. Peace, muddy people.